Hey everyone, so I decided to do a video on Reddit because I saw a lot of talk that it was going to go to 100 and over even, but will it do that or will it crash and burn? And you're not going to want to miss this because there's some news that just happened now in the after hours that you're going to want to see. Now, since IPO, Reddit climbed over 105%. It was over just $70 and some change, and right now it's sitting at 61% up still since IPO just a week ago. Now, it's been the talk of the town. Everybody's been talking about it, but just recently, today, right now, 25 minutes ago, you had these headlines from Investors Business Daily. Says Redditor insiders selling days after IPO, shares fall late. Now, that happened just now, but 9 hours ago from Investors Place, Hedgeye warns that Reddit, RDDT, stock will fall 50%. Now, is that why the insiders are selling? Let's look more into it, what really happened. Because today, the stock dropped 11% in trading, and that's $7.34. And in the after hours, it dropped another 4.87%, which is another $2.82. And we have this here from Unusual Whales on X saying, breaking, Redditor, ticker symbol RDDT, insiders have been selling stock after the IPO. The CEO Steve Huffman sold shares worth $16 million. CTO Christopher Slow sold $6 million worth, and COO Jennifer Wong sold $16 million. And right now we're sitting right around $55. Now, is it going to bounce and go up to $100? Now, I don't know what the insiders know that is coming, but they took profits. And I think that others are taking profits too, because it IPO'd at $30 and it went up $40. So that's over 100%. And some are taking profits. And I believe that's another reason why you're seeing the decline in price. Now, I'm not going to tell you what it's going to do because I do not know. I don't think anybody knows. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but it looks like the shorts are kind of having their way right now with Reddit. And because the insiders are selling, that does not look good to people. The news is just getting out right now. So by market open or even pre-market, you're probably going to have some more people selling because they heard the news and they're thinking, crap, well, if they're getting out, I'm going to get out too. So all of that is just a prediction. I don't know for sure. It's a guess. But my guess is that if it does start to sell off, a good point where it might bounce is going to be around the $48 mark. Of course, it is a lot harder to tell with a chart that is only a week old, but that is what I'm seeing so far. And I'll give you another reason why. Because they started selling so soon, I'll tell you why it's a little bit harder for the price to rise. And that is because options chains is open. What does that mean? That means that people who want a position in Reddit, they no longer have to buy the share to have a long position. They can buy calls. And calls do not move the price. It can create a gamma squeeze if buying shares, people who buy shares move the price into where it makes their calls be in the money. Then the market makers will buy shares in order to have them in case they decide to exercise those calls. But it does not move the price when they pay for that. So now people will be buying calls instead of shares, and that moves the price a little bit less because there are less people buying shares. Also, now people can buy puts as well, betting that the price will go down. And I got a feeling that come tomorrow, I think you're going to see a lot of people buying puts, especially knowing that insiders are selling and it's starting to sell off. Shorters, I believe, are going to grab a hold of this news and start to short it, hoping to tank the price so that they can cover a lot lower. And I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I'll bet you anything you're going to be seeing a lot of people talking trash about Reddit and calling people bag holders and all this and that, trying to scare them out of their position, because that is what they do. They try to scare you out of your position. When you sell, it helps dip the price even more, and they make a bigger profit on their short positions. Now, I'm not telling you to hold, buy, or sell, but I'm just telling you what their playbook is. And for those of you that don't know, this is why people buy options instead of shares, because let's say that right now, let's say it's at $55 per share. If you had 100 shares, because that's what one contract is worth when you buy an option, you would have had to spend $5,500. Let's say you bought it right now when it hit 55, and you're thinking it's going to go up to, say, $65. And if I wanted to buy a $55 call, I would be paying $870. When it goes to $65, that means that you would have been making $1,000 in profit. I would be making about the same money, but I spend a lot less than you did in order to make that profit. Now, the catch is my option calls expire on April 19th. So if it does not go to $65 by that date, I lose all the money. If it goes sideways by that date, I lose all the money that I put in it. So it's definitely a high risk, high reward play. It is riskier because if the price drops by that date, but you believe it's going to go higher, you can just hold. You're not losing any money by holding. So you're not losing $870, but at the same time, you do have a lot more money on the line than I do. And why did I say all that? I say all that because that is one of the reasons why the price will not run as much as it would without options. Also, since the options chains came up, if the price keeps going up, when it reaches, say, $57, at $57, whoever bought those contracts and they're in the money, the market makers have to buy 100 shares for every contract out there. And that what creates a gamma squeeze. That makes the price go higher because there's a lot of people that are buying these options. So the market makers has to go and buy shares for everybody just in case they decide to exercise. Now, the problem is that the price has been dropping lately. And that means that if at $55, let's say $52, and so on, $50, $40, if those market makers have those shares bought just in case those people decide to exercise them, well, if the price is dropping, that means that they no longer need those shares. So there will be more selling pressure, and that means that the price will be going down even more. And look, I'm not trying to scare anybody out of their position or anything like that. I don't know what's going to happen. Like I said, this thing, you could have some big buyers coming in and squeeze the crap out of this, and all the shorts will be screwed. There'll be gamma squeezes and everything else. We don't know how high this can go. We saw what happened to DWAC, the one that they called the Trump stock when it came out. That one IPO'd, I believe, at $10, and it rose all the way to, I think, like $125 before it came down. So it's possible. We don't know what it's going to do, but I'm just saying that it looks like because of what just happened today, it's going to be a lot harder for the price to go up and probably easier for the price to go down. Now, take that with a bag of salt. Don't believe what I'm saying. This is not financial advice. This is not trading advice. Do not make decisions based on what I'm saying, but I'm just saying, be careful. Thanks for watching. If you found it informative, entertaining, whatever, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Is Reddit going to keep running? Is it going to go down? What's going to happen? Let me know. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one.